There's many lovely benefits of baby massage, and it's your time to spend just with your baby, and it's lovely one-on-one time. Research has shown that there's many health benefits for infant massage, including brain development, development of the nervous system. It can help with colic and fussiness. One of the strong benefits is how it enhances the bonding and the attachment between yourself and your baby. Research has shown, there was a study at the University of Miami in the medical center following premature babies, and it was found that those babies that received regular massage had greater weight gain. It helped with their shortening their hospital stay. They were more alert. So where we begin is with the legs, because the legs are the part of the baby that are most expressive. You'll notice they're often kicking their legs and moving their legs, and also it's an area that they tend to be least vulnerable. They very much enjoy having their legs massaged. So what we'll do is we'll start with the East Indian technique, which is milking. And the premise of that is that we're releasing energy, stored energy and tension. So we're working from the thigh to the ankle and the foot. So with holding the left leg with the right hand at the ankle, we'll start at the upper thigh and buttocks, and we'll come forming, just conforming to the leg, and we'll come up towards the ankle. Now switching, and we take our right hand, start with the inner thigh, and we're conforming with the leg and all the way up. The touch itself is you are applying what's called a gentle firmness. With the brand newborn baby, of course, you know that your touch will be much lighter. And now we're going to alternate this, and it will be releasing tension and energy. And now what we'll do is go to the bottom of the foot, and we'll start at the heel, and with our thumbs we're going to do circles, expressing circles outward all over the bottom of the foot, the ball of the foot, and up to the base of the toes. And we'll do that again. The foot is a very sensitive area. It can feel very good to have massage. Sometimes with the young baby, it can be an area where there may have been some intervention with heel pricks or so on. If that's the case and your baby indicates they're a little uncomfortable with touch on the foot, then what you want to do is just gently hold the foot and say relax. And over time you'll notice that will desensitize that, or it will become a more pleasurable experience for the baby. And now what we'll do is we'll go to each little toe, and we're going to gently pull and roll the toe, starting with the big toe, and then we'll go to the second toe and the third toe, all the way along, just gently pulling and rotating. And now with one finger, we can start at the ball of the foot and come down towards the heel. And it's just a scooping. And you'll notice that your baby will flex and extend their toes as they experience this. There may be areas that your baby will naturally prefer touch, and you can concentrate more on those areas. If there are areas that are a little more fussy, then you would just reduce those areas. Now what we'll do is we'll work with just releasing further energy, and we'll take the leg as a baseball, as you might hold a baseball bat, and we'll just do what we call a ringing action, and it will be down towards the ankle. We'll start at the upper thigh, and we'll work down towards the ankle. And the idea is to keep your hands relaxed and easily conforming to the body part. All the rhythms that we do in massage with our babies are slow and rhythmical. Anything fast or abrupt is going to be a little overstimulating for them. And now to finish off, what we'll do is we'll take at the knee between our two hands and we're simply going to roll down towards the ankle. And this is another way of releasing pent-up energy or any tension or stress that might be left there. And now we'll hold the leg with our right hand and we're going to finish with Swedish technique to return the circulation and the lymph and the blood back towards the heart. So this is always how we finish. We'll start at the ankle, and again with that same hand hold, we'll go up over the knee and up over the outer thigh and the buttocks. Switching hands, we now come to the inner thigh and switch off again. A nice, slow, rhythmical movement. Babies do experience stress in their own way. Everything, of course, is new for a baby, and they're adjusting all the time to their environment. And so they have a lot that they're getting used to. Massage can help them to release some of that stress and come back down to a place of being more balanced and de-stressed. So that's a very helpful thing for your baby. So after doing the legs, what we would do is move to the abdomen. So there's lots of good reason to massage your baby on their abdomen, and of course digestion and colic. What we want to think about again is just to go over that is that babies can be very sensitive in the trunk area. So the way they may express that is they'll put their hands, they'll come in close like this, and perhaps you'll see, oh, okay, they're not easily allowing me to massage. So you don't want to ever force anything, of course, with your baby. So you might take the arms and just say, oh, this is okay, it's time to relax, just gently shaking, and you'll find that baby will soon enough start to relax their arms. And of course, if they don't and they're very upset, then you wouldn't do it at that time. So what we'll start with is we'll start with what's called the water wheel. So going again below that bony part, we're going to go over the abdomen with the palmar surface of our fingers and our palm. We're going to go down towards the bottom of the abdomen. So we're just gently conforming with that nice gentle firmness. And like a water wheel, it's just paddle, it's just going one after the other. And as you're looking at your baby, it's always clockwise. So the intestines come up, the ascending, they go across below the rib cage, the transverse colon, and then down the descending. That's the order that digestion will occur, food will move. And so what we want to think about then is always going in this clockwise direction as you're facing baby. That is important for us to remember. We want to start with it's called I love you. So we'll come, first of all, we'll express a straight line down, the descending, and again with that firm but gentle touch, always with the palm. And we'll express the I. And then going across the transverse, we'll start left to right, looking at our baby, and we'll go a straight line across. And that's the L, I love. And then we'll come up the ascending colon, and it's up across the transverse and down the descending. And it's I love you. So after we do the abdomen, then we'll go to the open book. We'll start with our hands over the upper chest. We'll go out to the sides and then down in the shape of a heart to the bottom of the rib cage, the sternum. Out to the sides, across in the shape of a heart, down to the sternum. And you can be talking with your baby and saying, now we're opening up your chest, filling your heart with love, or whatever you would like to say, anything you would like to say to your baby. They love the sound of your voice, or you might choose to sing at this time. And it's your time to relax as well. It's just that one-on-one, eye-to-eye contact you're having with your baby. So we'll move on to the arms now. And so sometimes, especially the younger baby, isn't just as comfortable as the legs. What we can do is just gently hold the limb and just shake it ever so gently and reassure our baby. We're going to start now to massage your arm, and you can relax. You can just relax your arm. And then as you see that they're allowing you to just, take their arm and they're more relaxed, they're not holding it, you can move it up. You probably have to hold the arm at the wrist. Using the palmar surface always of our hand, we'll go into the armpit and we'll just do some gentle but firm, as we were doing before, circular motions in the armpit. And that's because there's so many important lymph nodes in this area, and that can help with their immunity. Now what we'll do is we'll just take their arm down, and just like we did with the legs, we're going to do the same sequence of strokes with the arm. So we'll hold, in this case, I'm holding her arm with my left hand, and I'm taking my hand and I'm working again always towards the limb to release the energy. This is the East Indian milking technique. So I'll conform to the shape of the hand, the arm, and come down towards the wrist, holding the wrist now with that hand. We'll come to the inside of the arm and all the way up, thinking as we're doing this that we're releasing tension out of this arm, helping baby release the tension. And after that, we'll go to the hand. The baby's hand will be open, just like on the bottom of the foot. We're going to go in those nice circular motions with our thumbs, and the circles are out all over the palmar surface of the hand. And as in with the foot, the hand has thousands of nerve endings, so can be a very pleasurable feeling. It can also maybe be a little bit stimulating for the baby. You just have to gauge your baby, always looking to see how he or she is liking this. And then we'll start with the thumb. We'll gently pull and roll, just as we did with the toes, each finger. And we'll go along, gently pull and roll all the way from the base of the finger to the fingertip. And we do that with each finger. And now we'll go over the top of the hand, and with the palmar surface of our fingers, we'll express circles out. And then we'll include the wrists. And we'll just take our fingers, our fingertips, the pad surface of our fingertips, and go around the wrist. And as with the leg, we'll take the arm as much as you would hold a baseball bat, and we'll do the ringing action from the shoulder all the way to the wrist. And it's back and forth, and we're thinking about that energy getting released. And now we finish with the Swedish technique to return the circulation to the heart. We hold the wrist, in this case with my left hand. We move from the wrist to the shoulder, and we're conforming to the shape of the hand. Our hands are relaxed. We're moving at a nice, slow, rhythmical pace. That's most relaxing. And you could do this a few times. So there's lots of reasons that babies like having their face massaged and that it's helpful for them. Of course, they use their masseter muscles, their cheeks, a great deal with breastfeeding or bottle feeding, their jaws. They can carry quite a bit of tension in their face. So we'll start with the forehead and conforming to the shape of the forehead with our hands, full contact with this part of our palmar surface of our fingers. We'll go out lateral to the sides and finish at the temples. And it's always slow, rhythmical, relaxed movements. Starting at the center and out towards the sides. And now we'll go to the eyes. And this is where we need to be particularly gentle. And we'll go under the eyebrows, just over the tops of the eyes, and around to the temples. Gentle pressure over the eyes. Never, of course, poking. Now we'll start at the bridge of the nose and go down the top of the bridge and over the tops of the cheeks and out towards the temples. Top of the bridge of the nose, under the eyes, tops of the cheeks, and to the ears. And this can help with any kind of nasal congestion. And now we'll go the top, between the nose and the top lips, and we'll come out and we'll go in the shape of a smile, and we'll include the cheeks. Over the top of the lips, out the cheeks in the shape of a smile. Underneath the bottom lips, and we'll come up in the shape of a smile. And remembering that nice eye-to-eye contact and maybe talking with your baby or singing is very pleasurable for them. And now with the pads of our two fingers, we'll go in circular motions just in front of the ears where the jaw joint is. And that can get very tight from feeding and crying. And we'll just express nice circles over that area. And then we'll go over the tops of the ears, behind the ears with our three fingers, and down and under the chin. Tops of the ears, behind the ears, and coming back under the chin. And that completes the face. So with the back, there's a number of positions we can think of. We could have our legs stretched out like this and have baby just kind of, this is a nice one, baby is just kind of gently draped over your upper legs. Or you could even, with the older baby, you might consider having baby just relax this way. Lots of muscles in the back that are developing. Of course, the back muscles are used when the baby starts to sit up or go into extension. Muscles only make up about a quarter of the body weight in a baby, whereas when we're adults and the older child, it's about half of our weight is muscle weight. So we can conform with the using the amount of pressure that is suitable, knowing that the muscles have not fully developed. So we'll start just under the neck, and we'll be going sideways in a ringing action over all the muscles of the upper back, the paraspinal muscles, the mid back, all the way down to the low back. You may like to just take baby's diaper off at this point so you can get more of the back and onto the buttocks. And now with one hand just supporting under the buttocks, we'll start just under the neck, and it's a scooping action, much like if you were scooping sand. Keeping your hand relaxed, conforming to the shape of the back, and up. And you can repeat this as many times as you like. And now for a variation, we'll hold the ankles in one hand. We'll start under the neck. We'll go over the back, including the buttocks, the thighs, and the lower legs. This is a very nice feeling for the baby to have the continuity of that stroke. And then what we'll do is with our, not the fingertips per se, but the pads of our fingers, we're just going to go over in a circular motion over the various muscles of the upper back, around the shoulder blades and the scapula. As baby gets older, you'll be able to find that you can go a little deeper into those muscles. By no means do you want to be digging. You just want to be doing some nice, firm but gentle massage around all those muscles. And then you can finish by just drawing your fingers down, just like a smoothing out action. And that completes the back. There are cases where babies are experiencing a lot of gas or colic, and with the gas, you'll know that their legs are very stiff, they're holding them in, and then there's this, expulsion of gas. So what can be helpful is to do this twice a day, this technique twice a day for 2 weeks, and then that should significantly help your baby with gas and hopefully with colic. We'll start with the water wheel, and we'll do this 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll take baby's legs. They might be stiff at this point, and I'm sure you've experienced that. You just gently shake them and wait until they give you the weight of their legs and it's a little bit softer so that you can flex their knees, and in they go, and hold and out. You can do that a few times. And out. The moon and the sun stroke. So again, we're always thinking of going clockwise when we're looking at our baby. Always in the clockwise direction. That's important for us to remember. So with our right hand, we'll do the half moon. Now we'll take the other hand and we're going in under the rib cage, and that's the sun. It's a complete circle. Now this one, you just have to stick with it. You will get it. It might feel a little awkward at the beginning, but you'll think of the right hand being the half moon and the bottom hand, the other hand being the sun that's going to do a continuous circle. You can do that 6 times as well. And then we go back to the legs. We might need to shake them. And then in they go, knees together. hold, and then out. And knees together. Push in towards the tummy and then out. This helps encourage peristalsis, or natural movement of the colon. Helps pass gas. It reflexly just affects, positively affects the digestive system, just in aiding it and doing its job a little better. Parents will ask me, when is the best time to give a baby massage? And any time is a very good time. So some of the times you might think of are first thing in the morning. We're all a little bit better. Babies are fed and they're not tired, so that might be a time that you could start with. And parents who are working, that might not be quite so easy to do that. You know, if you find there's a fussy time in the day, you could back it off from there an hour or two. So you wouldn't want to give your baby a massage when they're at the point of no return, when they're overstimulated, you know, in their fussy period. You might think to yourself, oh, a massage might help calm baby down, but actually baby is overstimulated at that time, and so anything additional will just kind of put them over the top. So that might be a time for a warm bath, or you know, of course, feeding and cuddling and holding. And just say, is now a good time for a massage? Always asking for that permission to start with. And you will find that over time, baby really starts to anticipate when the massage will happen, because there'll be sort of the words you'll use, and some of the sounds and gestures, and also how we are relaxed ourselves. That's one of the wonderful benefits, in addition to all the health benefits for the baby, is that mom or caregiver has that time to relax as well. Under the age of 6 months, a daily massage is really wonderful, again, for the development of the nervous system, and for the bonding and enhancement of the bonding and attachment with their caregiver, and for the health benefits of weight gain, reducing colic and fussiness, and just helping baby to relax.